So, made a video last week. Been away from making YouTube videos for like 2 years. Had like 2 kids, bought a house, moved to Texas. Didn't die from COVID. So, yeah, here we go. So, wanted to talk a little bit about this instrument, the guitar. So, I don't feel like this instrument gets the respect that it really deserves. Not all the time. I see a lot of small groups, and really everywhere. You can go anywhere between California, Arizona, New Mexico, and Texas, and there's no exception. A lot of small groups prefer vihuela and vihuela only. And when they see a guitar player, they always kind of discredit him, like, well, maybe he's just a singer, right? Or maybe they'll put a singer who doesn't really know how to play guitar for mariachi on guitar, and it sounds awful, right, when they're playing guitar. If you're one of those people, I'm sorry, I don't mean to be calling you out, right? Everybody has to work, everybody, has to have their value in a group, but consider learning some technique about the guitar, right? Not just a vihuela player playing guitar or a violin player playing guitar. There's a technique to playing the guitar for mariachi, and you see a lot of the greats that have played the guitar. Most of them were singers. I'm not a singer, right? So obviously, if I don't sing very well, I got to do something else very well, right? So I got to make up for the fact that I'm not, the greatest singer in the world. I do sing a little bit. I'm not the greatest singer that ever existed, right? I'm not the greatest guitar player that ever existed. But I was very lucky that I had a lot of teachers show me some very basic things, okay? So I'm going to go through some of those in this video. And it's not really just me saying, oh, this is the technique to be playing. No, this is actually for myself. So 2 years ago, I moved to Texas, stopped playing mariachi for the most part. And before that, I was playing bass all the time. I think when I left Tucson was the last time I was playing guitar full time, like maybe 7 years ago. That was the last time I was playing guitar in a group full time. I really miss it. Since then, I played mostly guitarrón for like 7 years. That's all I ever really play these days, and until COVID. And then after that, 1 or 2 gigs here or there was mostly on guitarrón, and then recently on vihuela. This beautiful vihuela over here, this green one I bought during COVID, right? But not so much guitar because it's just undervalued, I think. So I haven't got practice with it. I've really fallen out of practice with this instrument, and it's a real shame because I have this beautiful guitar. The beauty of this Candelas guitar. Let's see if I go. Yeah, look at that. Look at that beautiful thing. It's an awesome instrument, and I'm not doing it a whole lot of justice, not playing it. So I've lost practice. And another thing that I don't know if I really want to share this or not, but I'm going to go ahead. I had a really bad accident about a year ago. So I was putting tile in my new house. So it's right where my office is in the foyer of the front house. The front door, has a foyer. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but there was really old, ugly, shitty tile, and my wife was like, "I don't like it," and I didn't like it either. So I dug it all out, leveled the floor, sealed up a bunch of cracks, did a lot of work. And I was putting in this really nice marble, like porcelain-looking white tile, and we put wood floors in after that. Well, while I was doing that, this was almost exactly a year ago. It's been a little bit over a year. I sliced my hand open, or my arm. So you can see, share real quickly what it looks like. So right there, I can't really, yeah, you can kind of see, right across here, I almost died. I literally almost bled to death. And I was really lucky. I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing. I was tired and working, trying to get through it. And I put my hand down to pick up the trowel, the little square notches on the trowel. Well, those are razor sharp tools. And they're not designed for cutting, they're designed for smoothing out all the cement. And I went like this, one side, to grab the trowel, and I sliced my wrist open. So it almost looks like I tried to kill myself. That's really, it looks like a failed suicide attempt. I probably shouldn't say that on YouTube, but that's what happened. And so I was bleeding. I had cut myself really deep and really wide open. And it's just pure luck. I was in the emergency room, and they were stitching me up. They were like, like you missed this artery, you missed that nerve, you missed this artery, like any deeper or like millimeters to the left or to the right, there's a good chance that you lose functionality in your hand, that you might have bled to death before you could have even gotten to the hospital. It was really close. So I've been dealing with this for a long time. So about a year. Hey Bubba, I'm doing a video. Can you go eat your dinner? Dinner. Go eat dinner. We'll play later. It's my son. This is why I haven't been doing YouTube, guys, because I got this little guy. Interrupts me every second of the day. Yeah, that happened, and to this day, I'm still struggling to recover from it. Yeah, I can play, it's kind of come back, but it's very fatigued. It's very difficult, and it's affected a lot of my mobility in my left hand, right? So it's a good thing I'm a righty. So today, I'm going to go over the left hand technique a little bit, stuff that was taught to me to try to help strengthen the building chord shapes for mariachi music, right? Transitioning from regular chord shapes to bar chords. Very quickly. So an idea for the left hand, because what I hate to see people who play like a bolero, and they go... I see that with guitar players where they, like Sino Zekhan is a perfect example. Right, that's difficult to play in time and have your left hand all perfectly accurate, right? So when I see guys, they don't even bother, right? They go. You hear me playing those open strings? That's not a chord. Well, it's a chord, but it's not the right chord in the key, right? Or they'll be really, really loose with it. They'll try to speed through it. That's where you get rushing in boleros, because they don't want people to hear the fact that they're playing open strings, right? So that's very symptomatic. It happens a little bit in sones too, because you're playing so fast. Did you see that? You barely saw it, right? Right? I just played open strings. But you can't really tell, right? You'll be playing here, not playing all your strings. If you play all your strings, you can hear it. Right? It's very bad technique. So to fix doing that, what I tried to do when I was learning this was play one chord note at a time and alternate your chords. So if you're going to go, and even if you have to go half notes, this is exercising your left hand, right? You notice with the left hand, I'm not removing my hand away when I'm transitioning chords, okay? This is an idea that I think, both Pato and Natividad Santiago, the bass player for Mariachi Vargas back in the day, he had this lesson where he was talking about the bass and not always taking your fingers off, right, and moving them all over the place. It's the same thing in classical playing for any instrument, is conservation of motion. You don't want to do it's too much movement. So you see why that's difficult? All of these tendons and all this stuff here is working. This is a real bitch. So that's the first basic idea is play the chord or play half note. So once you get your primary chord, your tonic and your dominant, or your 1 and 2, your primera, segunda, whatever you're going to call it. So this is a left hand technique exercise to start building up your strength in your hand, which I really need for myself. But there's an added bonus to doing this. I never really thought about it. But if you also pay attention to your right hand, you're strengthening your downstrum. So you're building strength with your downstrums in your right hand subconsciously. You're getting an added benefit. Make sure to play all your strings. Right? I see a lot of guys and girls play guitar very aggressively. They start to dig in right here, right? It's because they don't have this very little. It's an added benefit, right? You combine this with the right hand technique, which is down, up, down, up. You do that with a metronome for 20-30 minutes a day, you're gonna really get tired. This wears you out. This is like lifting, like deadlifting weights for playing mariachi guitar. See, I already messed up. So this is what I need to do to practice to get back to somewhere where I used to be. Playing wise, I'm nowhere near that now. You see, this is important for guitar because you have a lot more area, right? From here to here, if you have small hands. I was born with super huge hands, right? I have big bear claw hands, and so I can stretch my fingers on the guitar board very easily, right? This is really no issue for me, right? I can go like with almost zero effort. It's only the strain here that I feel, which helps with bar chords, right? You can play bar chords this way. A lot easier. So, first thing to consider, get your primary chords down. Once your left hand is stronger, feeling good, you're not slurring your chord values while you're strumming, right? Keys. So for bar chords, complicated arrangements, you're going to get those nasty bar chords. That creates a lot of strain, right? Even for me now, because I'm really out of practice, this used to be no problem. You see, I'm starting to break my own rules, right? To compensate for the lack of ability here, I'm starting to play more down here fast. Trying to cover up, right, that I can't play it correctly. So do it slow. Whew. That's a workout for left hand. Another tip for this very first basic left hand technique is don't do it all day. You will cause yourself to have extreme tendonitis in your left hand. I know guys that play for 25 years, 8 hours a weekend, they practice, they have rehearsal, and they end up having to have surgery here. One of my, main teachers, who was a vihuela player, he had surgery all the way through here. He had nerve damage, and it's just, he was one of the best vihuela players I ever met, but he just, for whatever reason, overplayed, messed up his hand, right? So try to build up strength over time. Don't do this for an hour a day. Do it 10, 15, 20 minutes. Go through all the keys. Right? It's very simple. Once you get all of that down up here, right, then you can explore the other parts of the guitar. Here's your G. Proficient with that technique. Okay guys, that's the video for the week. That's about all I can do with screaming children and my poor wife trying to manage all the chaos and cook her dinner and holy shit. So I hope you appreciate, or if you don't appreciate, hope you like. If you don't like, then tell me what I'm doing wrong. Obviously I really can't play right now. This is a very scary time in a musician's life when you get a serious injury like this and borderline near-death experience, and just kind of counting your blessings and how lucky you are that this didn't end up, being the last and be-all end of my life, because it was that close. So I'm glad to be back on YouTube. I hope this is just conceptually helpful for you guys that are watching and trying to figure out how to play, how to approach technique. Why am I starting to see marks on my guitar? Why is there marks up here in the left hand? Why do I have so much pain in my forearm and my shoulder and my elbow and my back? All of it is posture. Once you slowly build up, So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for supporting my channel. Thank you guys for always being positive and commenting, and even people who aren't. Most people are always very nice and cool and chill and respectful. There's every now and again I get comments from people in Mexico and like, like, I really don't give a shit about that. Okay, if you got a problem with playing, you turn on the camera and you put your fat ass on YouTube and you teach people how to play. Okay? All you comment keyboard warriors. Alright? Sorry, I do read comments, and sometimes it pisses me off. But everybody else, you guys are great. Love you guys, and keep jamming. Alright? See you guys next time.